Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win. I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Working hella hard until I get just what I want, yeah. Rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooters gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot until I won, yeah. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win, yeah. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win. I don't want no fake love, love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path. If you want it bad, I'm gonna show you where it's at. Yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Working hella hard until I get just what I want. Yeah, rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooter's gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot until I've won. Yeah, always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. Grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win, yeah.
I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss, see. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. Choke until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact.
Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed and
Welcome to my Mind Over Your Matter. My name is Rick. It's a little crazy today. The system was acting weird. Been trying to get it set up, and then it didn't want to come on, and then it played the song twice, and I'm like, what's going on here? It's one of these days that let's just move on. Oh man, I got my medicine already rolled up. I need to jump on this. This is basically like the main reason I come on to my show is to have a good smoke. Smells good. And let's light it up because I got a couple of news to watch together. I haven't seen it yet, so I pulled up one from Tyson De La Cruz that he did an early upload, which I love that he's doing that. I gotta let him know that I truly appreciate his early uploads because that way I could feature it on today's show. Let's take this hit. I just lit it up, so it's a small little hit. Oh man, everything is just a little hyped up. The energy is very hyped up. The sun is acting up. The earth is spinning faster. What's going on with the world? That's the $1 million question right now. The world has gone crazy. The people are going crazy. Let's watch some news. How about that?
Federal agents jump out of a rented box truck at Home Depot during an immigration raid they're calling Operation Trojan Horse. Now there are questions over whether they violated a federal judge's order barring indiscriminate arrests based on race.
Based on race? Bitch, they're illegals. They need to go back home.
I'm Christine Devine.
I'm Alex Michaels, and Fox 7's Laura Diaz starts us off. She's live in the Westlake District.
Come on.
Well, a demonstration started just moments ago, not far from where the raid was held earlier this morning. We're going to pan off and show you some of that. What has politicians and advocates so upset are the tactics used today. Federal agents were when they pulled up as if they were looking for day laborers, and then agents ran out, and day laborers ran.
Pues vinieron en una Penske, pero literalmente ellos abrieron la puerta de atrás y de ahí salieron varios. Sí, obviamente sí. Todos tenemos.
You have no rights here in America.
They came in a Penske, literally. The back door opened and they got out. We were all scared.
Yeah, I wish I could have been.
That's how one immigrant worker described the early morning terror at a Home Depot in the Westlake District of LA Wednesday morning when DHS agents arrived in a moving box Penske truck. According to DHS, the targeted operation was called Trojan Horse, ostensibly to arrest members of the notorious MS-13 gang. But witnesses said those arrested were not felons, but simply men looking for a day's work. Images of federal agents in pursuit of undocumented immigrants spread on social media. The DHS said agents arrested 16 people who are in the U.S. illegally. About 4 miles away in Boyle Heights, the raid was on everybody's mind as they held a news conference that included government, business, and labor leaders. Leaders have been hoping raids would stop after a federal judge's order affirming that immigration cannot racially profile people to target immigrants. Mayor Karen Bass was there and weighed in on the video she saw of the morning raid.
From the video and from the stills, it looks like the exact same thing that we were seeing before the TRO. We have the legal remedy. You know, I can't physically go out there and stop them. You know that the federal government is the highest level authority of our land. You know that. And so to me, the best that we can do is we can stand together as Angelenos. We can resist this.
Acting U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley posting a statement on X. In part, it read, "The enforcement of federal law is not negotiable, and there are no sanctuaries from the reach of the federal government."
Exactly.
Coming back here live to the Westlake District, people are starting to arrive to participate in this demonstration. It's an anti-ICE demonstration, and if you look over on some of the trucks where they're playing music, they have signs that say "Education, not deportation."
Education, not deportation.
Migrant workers get the
shut up. This news is stupid. I rather listen to Tyson De La Cruz because Tyson does better reporting than these stupid idiots. I mean, at least Tyson asks real fucking questions, not stupid questions. These people are illegal. If they're looking for work here and they're not citizens and they came in through the border, they ran in through the border, guess what? They're illegal. They need to be rounded up and taken to a facility for, of course, they have to go through the channels and so forth and see a tribunal judge and declare them illegal and send them off to their country. If they want to celebrate Mexico so bad, Mexico, go to the border, cross over the border, and you're right there. So why are you occupying the United States if you want to hold up Mexico? Well, then get your ass back to Mexico. Your trip is not that far, not compared to all the others that came in through the border illegally, like from Pakistan and from Iraq, from Iran, from all over like the world, Congo, everything. They all came through that fucking border. So at least Mexico, your trip is not that long. You know, just cross over the border and self-deport. Fucking crazy, man. Fucking crazy. You know what? It's so fucking crazy that I just want to go straight to Tyson De La Cruz story. Let's go. Because Tyson's the man. He's awesome. He is a friend of mine, and I rather listen to his reporting. It's so much better. Hey, Albie, what's up? How you doing, man? It's just been one crazy start to the show. The system was initial. As soon as I started the computer, it seems like everything was just a little haywire. So I had to like delay the show by half an hour, play a song 2 times in the beginning, and here I am. And now I'm gonna listen to Tyson De La Cruz early because I rather listen to his reporting than listen to any other reporting about ICE and their operations. So let's go to it.
Bro, they got raided right now.
It unfolded just before 7 a.m. ICE agents pulling up to a Home Depot, waiting in the back of a rented Penske moving truck.
America,
Nice.
ICE just pulled off one of the most brilliant immigration enforcement operations that I have personally ever seen. They called it Operation Trojan Horse. Agents hid in the back of a Penske moving truck, pulled up on a Home Depot in LA, where illegal day laborers gather every single morning. And when the truck opened, federal agents poured out and arrested 16 people from Guatemala, Mexico, Honduras, and Nicaragua. But here's what's driving me really crazy. These people keep going back to the same spots where they know ICE conducts raids. Haven't y'all learned your lesson?
Oh, Lord.
The Department of Homeland Security today carrying out an immigration raid dubbed Operation Trojan Horse in LA. It resulted in multiple arrests there. It happened around 7 in the morning in the area surrounding a Home Depot on Wilshire Boulevard near MacArthur Park.
What is up, guys? Tyson De La Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. When I saw this story, I just had to laugh. Y'all thought y'all were about to get a big job, but instead you ended up in handcuffs. Have these illegal hombres not heard of Thumbtack or Facebook Marketplace? Let me break down how this operation worked because it's absolutely genius.
Yeah, but
Federal
they could get set
agents
up by
used a Penske
those
moving
apps.
truck as a Trojan horse. They hid in the back, drove up to a Home Depot on Wilshire Boulevard, and when the back door opened, agents burst out and ran towards a group of people near a sidewalk food stand.
They came in unmarked Sprinter vans and trucks, and then a rental Penske brand moving van, or moving truck rather, like a box truck. And they, pulled in over by that Starbucks over there.
The crowd scattered when they saw federal agents, but it was too late. DHS confirmed that they arrested 16 undocumented migrants from Guatemala, Mexico, Honduras, and Nicaragua. This operation was specifically designed to target what they claimed were members of the notorious MS-13 gang, though witnesses said those arrests were just men looking for day work.
Now, the raid started here at the Home Depot just before 7 o'clock this morning. The worker who was part of a crew here says the immigration raid started at 6:45 a.m. He saw the immigration agent starting to chase people.
What makes this operation even more brilliant is the timing, 6:45 a.m., right when desperate day laborers are gathering looking for work. These agents knew exactly when and where to strike because this is happening every single day in the same location. Now, here's what I don't understand. Why do these people keep going to the same spots where everyone knows ICE conducts raids? This isn't the first time Home Depot has been targeted. According to reports, today's operation is one of several that has taken place since June outside of Home Depot locations in LA County.
Today's operation in Westlake is one of several that has taken place since June outside Home Depots in LA County.
It is 2025, people. There are a dozen of digital platforms to find work. Why are they still standing in parking lots where they're sitting ducks for immigration enforcement? One witness described what happened.
The ICE raided the parking lot of this Home Depot. And they kidnapped approximately 10 people that we're hearing. And we've been talking to the community members and the vendors and the day laborers that are here.
Kidnapping. Really? These are federal agents enforcing immigration law, not kidnappers. This is what happens when you're in the country illegally. You face consequences. Now, here's where it gets legally interesting. LA Mayor Karen Bass is claiming this raid violated a recent court order. She said, "It is hard for me to believe that this raid was consistent with the court order that you cannot racially profile. You cannot racially discriminate."
It is hard for me to believe that raid was consistent with the court order that said you cannot racially profile, you cannot racially discriminate. What I saw on the video, what I saw on the pictures that were sent to me looked like the same guys chasing people through a Home Depot.
A federal appeals court had upheld a temporary restraining order preventing agents from detaining people based on their location, appearance, or language. But here's the thing. If you're gathering at known day laborer sites, speaking Spanish, and scattering when federal agents appear, it's not racial profiling. It's probable cause.
What Judge Frimpong said in her temporary restraining order is that ICE agents cannot rely on 4 criteria, either alone or together. That is essentially ethnicity or the color of your skin, the language you're speaking, or whether or not you're speaking with an accent, where you are, and what you're doing.
The question is whether ICE agents had additional evidence beyond just location and appearance. But when you're at a known illegal immigration gathering spot at 6:45 a.m. looking for under-the-table work, you're kind of making it obvious. And here's something hilarious. Penske Truck Rentals had to issue a statement distancing themselves from this operation. They said Penske strictly prohibits the transportation of people in the cargo area of its vehicles under any circumstance. The company was not made aware that its trucks would be used for today's operation and did not authorize this.
The Penske Truck Rental is aware of recent reports and videos regarding a DHS operation in Los Angeles, saying Penske strictly prohibits the transportation of people in the cargo area of its vehicles under any circumstances.
So now Penske is worried about their brand being associated with immigration enforcement. They're saying they'll reach out to DHS and enforce its policy to avoid improper use of its vehicles in the future. Good luck with that. The federal government doesn't need your permission to rent trucks.
Statement from Penske Truck Rental to NBC4 today reads in part that it is aware of recent reports and videos regarding the Department of Homeland Security in Los Angeles.
This shows how even private companies are getting dragged into the immigration debate. Penske is probably worried about the boycotts from liberal customers, so they have to virtue signal about not supporting immigration enforcement. Of course, you guys already know the usual suspects showed up to protest. George Mario Cabrera with the Coalition of Human Rights said, "We are reviewing the available tapes. We are speaking with family members of those who were detained. From what we can tell, it's a very disturbing scene.
We're speaking with family members of those that were detained. From what we can tell, it is very disturbing, the scenes in the way in which these officers simply descended upon the location and seemed to simply arrest everybody who was around them.
Disturbing? What's disturbing is people continue to break immigration laws, then act surprised when they face the consequences. These weren't random people. These were people gathered at known day laborer sites looking for illegal employment. Acting U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley posted on X, "The enforcement of federal law is not negotiable, and there are no sanctuaries from the reach of the federal government." That's exactly the message that we need to send. One of the people taken in this raid was described as a sister of a street vendor who had been in the country for 13 years years with children here, but have never had a problem with law enforcement. Well, being here illegally for 13 years is a problem with law enforcement. It just wasn't enforced until now. America, Operation Trojan Horse perfectly illustrates both the brilliance of Trump's immigration enforcement and the stubborn refusal of illegal immigrants to adapt to the new reality. This operation was tactically brilliant, using a work truck as a Trojan horse to catch people who thought that they were getting job opportunities. It shows that ICE is thinking creatively about how to enforce immigration law effectively. But what's kind of frustrating is these people keep making the same mistakes. It is 2025. There are apps, websites, and digital platforms to find work, and you'll probably get caught quicker. Why are you still standing at Home Depot parking lots where everyone knows ICE conducts raids? When I saw this story last night, I just had to laugh. Y'all thought you were about to get a big construction job. Instead, you got a free ride to a detention center. Haven't you learned your lesson from all the previous raids at this exact location?
Makes more sense
the
than
message
the
from the
fucking
Trump
reporting the news.
administration is clear. There are no sanctuary cities. There are no safe spaces for people who are here illegally, and federal law will be enforced. The sooner people accept this reality, the better. This is what happens when you have an administration that's serious about enforcing immigration law instead of just ignoring it. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.
Reporting is so much better, man, than regular news. You see the difference in the reporting compared to what they show, like the national news, where they put on TV and people get brainwashed by. Like, you see the difference in reporting and the difference of energy and how, like, Tyson speaks and how he makes sense compared to the media. It's that's why I'm telling you, Tyson's very gifted, man. He has bright future, way beyond my days, and he's gonna be really good. And he's one that people should follow and subscribe to, because I believe in him. I truly believe in him. So keep doing what he's doing, because he's gonna be very successful. Let's see. I got some other news. Let me see. I think we need a laugh. I think we need a laugh, because laughing is good energy, right? So I think we need a laugh in this segment here. So then go ahead and set it up, and let's watch together.
You may remember this shocking video from November when 4 people were arrested for allegedly faking bear attacks in luxury cars to collect insurance money. Well, today they appeared in court. KCAL's Joy Benedict shows us what happened.
No. It's security video giving bears a bad name as investigators say someone in a bear costume ransacked multiple cars. The only honey inside, a false insurance claim.
You each waive and give up that right and agree that your preliminary hearing would be timely.
It's a case that certainly turned heads in San Bernardino County. And Monday, all 4 defendants faced a judge for a preliminary hearing.
Yes, Your Honor.
They waived their rights to a speedy hearing. The 3 men and 1 woman are out on bail. None of them wanted to speak on camera after the court appearance, but we're learning more about this case and the bare necessities of the complaint. According to court documents, the 4 individuals from LA County claimed a bear destroyed 3 high-end vehicles at Lake Arrowhead in January of 2024. A 2010 Rolls-Royce Ghost,
A bear would destroy that
G-Wagon, and a 2022 Mercedes-Benz 350. The State Department of Insurance says the individuals then provided this grainy security video to their insurance providers, Bristol West, Progressive, and State Farm, being reimbursed more than $300,000. Their providers became suspicious and alerted the Department of Insurance, which sent the video to California Fish and Wildlife, which then determined this was not a bear, but a human in a bear suit. A suit investigators say was later found in a home of one of the defendants, and all 4 were arrested and are now working their way through the court process. All 4 suspects are facing 3 counts each of insurance fraud as well as defrauding an insurer. Their next court appearance is scheduled for October the 16th. Joy Benedict, KCAL News.
Oh no. Oh, no. They dressed up. They had okay. So an individual dressed up as a bear broke into the car and did what? You saw those little scratches. Oh man, this is funny. Hold on. Uh, give me one sec. That is too much. Let me set it up real quick because that was one heck of a story.
300,000.
Let me let me cut the sound on this one and let's go to I want to show you guys like break that video down. So I'm setting it up right now. Oh no. This is a funny. Hey, we need a laugh, okay? It's good to laugh, so you can laugh with me. Look at this. What is this? No. Look at the face. Like, what is that? Look at the suit. That's crazy. Look at the scratches. Okay, you think a bear is gonna scratch like that? Do you really think the powerful claws a bear has? Here, let me make myself big. You know the claws? Like, have you ever seen a bear print, a real big bear print? Them motherfuckers are big. Their nails are like huge. Man, this is what they're showing us. Hold on. This is what they're showing us. What is that? And they're straight. That's the funny part. So what this Derek was doing? He was just like lightly rubbing his nails on it. Because bear claws are very sharp. Like it's kind of like kitchen knives. They're like knives. So like when they put that energy that from their paw, it's like a cat, right? Like think about a cat. You pick up a cat and the cat's wild and it's freaking like gripping and clawing you, and it scratches your skin. Okay, what do you think a bear, like if he's really gonna rip and he's gonna claw, like he's gonna destroy that. It's not gonna be 10 little lines. It's not gonna be 10 little lines. Like it's not gonna be this. Oh, it's not gonna be this. It looked like the bear was counting how many years he's gonna get in trouble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's not bear claws. Like an idiot could tell you that. But look at look how he walks in. Hold on. Let's take it back a little bit. We gotta see this in slow motion. Hold on. Let me set it up in slow motion. We need some slow motion up in here. Hold on. Here it is. Let's go real slow. All right. Oh no. Let's look at the bear. We're gonna look at it together. Look. What is that? No bear stands like that. Look. Oh no, look at the costume. It looks like Chewbacca a little bit, right? If we change like the face and make it like Chewbacca, maybe we could have like said it was Bigfoot that did it, but not a bear. Not a bear. A bear doesn't do this and puts his hand on the dash and just looks around. Bears don't do that. Come on, look! I have this in slow motion. So look at this. Oh no! These people committed insurance claim fraud. They're a bunch of fraudsters. Like, this is crazy. This is very crazy. And this is California. San Bernardino. I lived in I didn't live in that area. Well, San Bernardino was next to me. I lived in Covina. And Covina is right next to San Dimas. Is it San Dimas? San Bernardino was a little bit more further, from, if I'm not mistaken, from where I lived in Cali. I'm gonna check the map right now. But I'm watching this in slow mo because it's just funny. It's crazy. Yeah, you see, I lived in Covina, and then you had Charter Oak, and then you had San Dimas, and then Claremont, and then San Bernardino was like more down. Rancho Chichamanga, manga, and then yeah, it was like a good like half an hour drive from half an hour, maybe not even, maybe like, yeah, between, it depends on the traffic. But these people are crazy. Like, we're watching this in slow mo. We're gonna fast it up here. Look at the insurance. Look, hold on. We got to see the evidence here. Look at the scratches. Wait, I have to pause. Look at oh no. Oh, wait a minute. This is a bloopers. Wait. Oh no. Laughing is so good, but too much laughing is too much. Oh my god. Hold on. I'm crying here. Oh my god. How did the bear claw side of the door and you can't even see it? It's like let me see if I can make it even bigger. It's even worse. Look, it's right here. You can barely see it because of the sun, because the sun is facing this way, so the light exposure is really bad. But look, there's like there claw marks right here, like not bear marks. That's not a bear. A bear would have ripped that up, but no. And then you got marks going down like this, like what, the bear was super delicate with your car, like. Oh no, hold on. We gotta get closer. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Look at the seat. No. Bears don't do that. If a bear gets in your car, he's gonna rip your motherfucking shit up. Like, you lucky if you have a seat. Especially if you have food in your car. That's one thing you don't do in California. Like, you do not leave food in the car. Nothing, no food, no candy, no gum, none of that shit. Because the bears smell it, especially if you go out to like the wilderness, like they smell it and they're gonna get in your car and they're not gonna do this type of damage. They're not gonna just like do an indentation to your seat. No, the upholstery, all the shit would be ripped the fuck up. Okay, bears have claws. Claws rip. Okay, this is not a fucking bear. I'm sorry. I feel bad for the bears, man. They make the bears like, man. The bears are like, man, that's fucked up. Like, dude, are you kidding me? Look at the claw marks. And they're too straight. Look at the nails, right? This is supposed to be the nails, right? But how come there's like 6 line marks here? Like, I don't know. And then bears do not claw straight. Like not like this. This is what, like Freddy Krueger with an extra digit. You know what I mean? There's people in the world like that have like 6 digits. They have 6 fingers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So and then like and the way it's faced this way. Like this is I believe this is the front of the seat. This is the side. This is the compartment here on the side here. So this is crazy. A bear don't do this. The bears don't. Oh my god! Are you kidding me? Let's go. Let's keep going. This is the stupid laugh like video of the day. Like the bear's getting into another car. Oh no! What he's doing this time? Look! He's getting in. Oh no! I feel bad. Oh no! The way the door opens, right? The bear opens the door, right? And he goes in and he just goes into your car to scratch up the seats. That's what you're telling me? Like that's like what's going on here? Like I know the detectives that they're watching this video, and because they have the uncut video of the whole situation. Look at the hands. Look at the hands of the bear. What the bear's doing? Is this bear having a seizure? What is going on here? That's one ugly mother of a bear. That's not a bear. No way. Did the bear close the door after? At least it was the bear politely and he closed the door after he was done with his terror. Look at this. What is going on here? The bear turned off the light of the car? How did the bear do that? What the bear is doing so long in the car? Like, if there's food in the car, okay, the bear's gonna stay there for a bit, right? But if there's no food, why the fuck the bear's gonna just stay in the car? You wanted to check out that type of model? Oh, look at the mask and the whole Chewbacca. Even the claws. Look, it even has the bear claws down here. Oh no. Look at this getup. Oh my goodness. Look at the walk of shame. What a sham. Look at this. Oh, fraudsters. My goodness. Horrible. Look at the fraudsters. That's their attorney. And those are the 4 fraudsters right there. Her, him, and this one right here. All the fraudsters. That's crazy. That's just pure crazy. I'm sorry. Let's bring it back to me. Let me take it out of slow-mo. Because then all my videos will be playing slow-mo. I'm not high enough for this type of story. I need to be at least a joint in to be doing these type of stories. That was funny. I needed that laugh. Oh no, that damage was so, like, if you see a real video, like you go on YouTube and you can find that there's a lot of videos like bears attacking cars. And there's videos. There's a big difference between what we just saw and a bear actually going into a car and just destroying the fuck out of it. So that's just too funny. And you see people still do fraudulent things in this world. It's sad, but it's so true. it's sad that they had to get to that level of defrauding an insurance company. That's crazy. Take that out. I got some more news to watch with you guys. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is a story we should watch next. Don't go to China. Well, I was never planning on going to China, but there's something going on out there, and let's check it out.
Well, China is battling a new mosquito-borne and transmitted virus. It's called chikungunya, which is over 7,000 cases so far. China has been bringing back COVID-like measures to try to contain the spread. The United States has even issued a travel warning alerting Americans to stay away from the outbreak region. Fox News medical analyst Dr. Mark Siegel is here with what we need to know. Dr. Siegel, thanks for coming on.
Great to see you, Ainsley.
So how worried should we be here in America?
Well, we're seeing a lot more mosquito-borne viruses right now. Dengue, chikungunya, Zika, and that's what we should be concerned about. There were 640,000 cases of this particular virus last year, and
the mosquitoes are crazy.
And this particular mosquito really is hardy. It breeds on very little bits of water, and it's hard to get rid of it. I'm also really concerned about the draconian measures that China is bringing back into place to try to control a virus where they're going to have no success whatsoever. Yet they're sending people in red vests to houses to make sure you don't have any stagnant water in the house. They're spraying you with insect repellent if you enter the city. They got drone planes flying overhead looking for stagnant water, sending a message that personal liberty is meaningless. That's the problem we had with COVID. And that didn't just occur in China, as you know. It spread to the rest of the world, including the United States with lockdowns. You're not going to be able to get rid of this virus this way. And it sends a wrong message about what public health is.
Yeah, and if you have stagnant water, they're going to fine you the equivalent of $1,400, and they'll turn your electricity off. Here are some of the stats. There are 240,000 cases from January through July in China. There are 7,000 as of... Oh, this is around the world. Okay, thank you. 7,000 as of Wednesday and 90 virus-related deaths. Now, I was talking to you during the break. We were so concerned during COVID because people were traveling into America and they were bringing the disease here. Can these mosquitoes get on the planes, get in the cargo?
Well, I told you, they can't buy a ticket, but they can get in the luggage. They can hide in cargo bays. They can live on tiny little bits of water. Their eggs can last forever, even if they're dried out. And the virus itself can get you pretty sick. You get bone pain, you get muscle pain, you get high fevers. So it's nothing to take lightly. It gets people very, very sick, and it's spreading. And yes, they can come here, and then, Ainsley, they can seed our particular mosquitoes. We got a ton of these Aedes mosquitoes, AEDES, in the Southwest in Florida. And that's why not only travelers bring it here, but the mosquitoes come here as well.
Yeah, what are the symptoms? You mentioned the bone pain, you said. What are some other symptoms?
Bone pain, muscle pain. You can get a rash, you get headache, you get fatigue, you get nausea. The headache can be pretty prominent. Unfortunately, you can even get inflammation like encephalitis. So like West Nile virus, same idea. So these are particularly worrisome symptoms, and it's not usually deadly, but it can get you sick. And the bone pain and the muscle pain can last for many weeks.
Mm-hmm. I remember during Zika, I remember if you were pregnant, they said don't travel to certain countries. So.
This isn't as risk for pregnancy the way Zika is, but I'm glad you brought that up because it's very hard sometimes to distinguish between Zika and dengue and this because they go on the same mosquito.
All right, Dr. Siegel, thank you so much for coming on. Great to see you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page.
Those mosquitoes are no joke. Those mosquitoes, like alligator Alcatraz, I guarantee you, those motherfuckers are vicious. Like they're vicious animals. Like they will suck you dry. Those mosquitoes don't play, and they're huge. They're like Jurassic Park type of shit. Like. I know, like certain places, like around like wooded areas and areas where it's damp and there's standing water, there's always going to be like a mosquito problem. And that's all around, like everywhere there's like mosquitoes. But if they're talking about it, that motherfucker's already here. Somehow that virus is already here. and it's around the whole world. You gotta understand. China could be releasing these mosquitoes. You know, the United States did not too long ago. They had like an experiment where they released like millions of mosquitoes into Florida that was supposed to mate with the females, and then they were like, when they gonna like give birth, it's like they're stillborn and they don't hatch, and they like, that's how they try to eliminate the mosquito. It's just by like killing the sperm of the mosquito. So when they do it, and then she releases the eggs and they're not fertilized. Well, they released a whole bunch of those mosquitoes like that in Florida, and they're very quiet about it. They haven't said shit about it because the mosquitoes are still crazy in Florida. But I wonder, since they're talking about this, and it is going crazy now in the news, you're going to be hearing about it a lot. And it's the new pandemic, like what that C word was, like how it popped out of nowhere. It's funny how it's happening again in China, and Trump just took office, and he's only been in less than 200 days in office, and now we have another virus popping up out of nowhere. Yeah. When something smells like shit, it's shit. And something don't smell right with that. Like, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's go to the next story here. Let me see. Let's go to this one. This is part of the immigration stuff. So let's see what this is about.
With a relatively new partnership between ICE and Indiana State Corrections Department, as the Trump administration is touting what it's calling the Speedway Slammer. It's a plan to house ICE detainees at an Indiana State prison.
Yeah, it's got a catchy name there, but unlike Alligator Alcatraz in the state of Florida, NBC5 investigators has learned the new detainee center in Indiana could use available space inside a state prison. Investigative reporter Bennett Haberly is joining us now to take a closer look at what he's uncovered about this new facility.
Yeah, we should probably start with the name itself to avoid any additional
that looks
confusion. The
like
Trump
a
administration
true
has called
facility.
it the Speedway Slammer, but it has nothing to do with the Indianapolis Motor Speedway or Speedway, Indiana. We're talking about the Miami Correctional Facility, which is 71 miles north of Indianapolis. The state prison located in Bunker Hill, Indiana, was built back in 1997 and can house up to 3,000 individuals. It sits on the southeast corner of the Grissom Air Force Reserve Base. The Department of Homeland Security posted this image to X on Tuesday of an IndyCar outside of a prison wall. In response, a spokeswoman for IndyCar said that they were unaware of plans to incorporate our imagery, adding that they're communicating our preference that our intellectual property not be utilized moving forward in this manner. A spokeswoman for the Indiana Department of Correction told NBC5 investigators that their department is working closely with Governor Braun to partner with federal authorities to enforce immigration laws. And while the details are still being worked out, she said that there are 1,200 beds not being filled, which is the space that would be utilized for this partnership. This most recent announcement comes just weeks after the Pentagon confirmed to NBC5 Investigates that it could potentially use Camp Atterbury in southern Indiana to house undocumented immigrants potentially facing deportation. But Indiana Governor Mike Braun told reporters there's no timeline yet for the detainees' arrival.
The issue of illegal immigration was, I think, what the election was litigated on. When it comes to our state, we're going to cooperate when it comes to what I've said before, as we're housing detainees
Indiana has illegal
that have broken the law after they entered illegally. We're going to cooperate with the federal government.
Now, Governor Braun has been somewhat critical of the recent ICE arrests in Indiana, saying the original mission was to find the worst first. NBC's own data shows in June of this year, 64% of ICE arrests in Indiana had no previous criminal conviction. In Illinois, that figure was 75% with no criminal conviction. And what's happening in Indiana, clearly different than what we have here in Illinois, where state law precludes local and state law enforcement from having direct involvement in ICE enforcement operations, which is why there are no Illinois jails housing ICE detainees. Allison?
Bennett, thank you.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, it's a lot easier if they were to just self-deport. Just self-deport. It would just be cheaper on everybody. You wouldn't have to go through this mess that they're doing and having people stuck in a facility like Alligator Alcatraz that has those crazy ass mosquitoes. I know those mosquitoes. That's why you don't see any protesters out there anymore, because they cannot take the mosquito bites anymore. It's overwhelming. They will eat them. Like, they can do as much as they can to try to like disperse and put out devices that releases like a signal that pushes the mosquitoes away. There are systems like that. I wonder if they're using those type of systems in Alligator Alcatraz though. But there are systems that can like push these mosquitoes away. And yeah, it's just a wild, we're living in wild times, welcome. So I could say, let's check out this next story. So this is I guess this is like a weird story. Let's check it out.
I'm Josh Benson.
And I'm Paula Ciro. Thanks for joining us for News Channel 8 on the CW Tampa Bay.
State and local law enforcement agencies confiscated nearly 250 illegal slot machines in Port Richey.
Yesterday, officers executed search warrants at several illegal gambling establishments they say operated as unauthorized casinos. News Channel 8's Nicole Rogers has the latest.
This week, several gaming establishments got one of these signs on the door saying please shut them down for good. Mixed emotions Tuesday as patrons walked up to gaming establishments in shock.
It's about time. They've been talking about it for a while now, but there's so many, I just didn't know when they were going to start shutting them down.
They were met with an empty room and this sign. It read, "This establishment has been closed permanently due to conducting illegal gaming operations."
Wow.
Justin Claffs says he's gotten lucky quite a few times at one of the establishments in Port Richey.
I've won thousands of dollars out of here sometimes.
The Florida Gaming Control Commission partnered with New Port Richey and Port Richey Police, confiscating 249 illegal slot machines and seizing nearly $200,000 in suspected gambling proceeds.
They're straight up slot machines. Totally illegal, totally unregulated by the state of Florida.
Some people don't agree with the laws the state has in place.
I think people should be able to do what they want to do with their money. They're not hurting the next man, but fair is fair.
Personally, I'm not into slot machines, but I don't think it should be illegal. I don't think gambling or drinking or anything like that should be illegal because these people are choosing to do that. And as long as they're not hurting anybody, that's their choice.
Others argue unregulated gaming operations can take advantage of people.
If you go to a regulated casino, they get inspected by the gaming commission and they have to pay out so much on those machines. These machines, they don't have to pay anything out. And unfortunately, they're stealing people's money and
paying out
causing people
I won a
to
couple
lose
of
their
times.
houses, be homeless, and they don't realize it. They just keep going back, trying to win their money back.
Now the police chief is asking for anyone who may know of any other illegal gambling establishments to give the police department a call. In Port Richey, Nicole Rogers, 8 on your side.
Wow, that's wild. That's wild. I mean, I kind of like, all right, yeah, it's illegal. They're slot machines. They're probably old slot machines that like the casinos discontinue and then usually find them like in pawn shops. And then you go to the pawn shop and you purchase the slot machines and then you set up an area. And yeah, I mean, the guy was like, I won here a couple of times. I won a couple of $1,000s. Is they proving their story like, oh yeah, they could rig it so they waste all their money here and not win. And it's like, well, we just heard a story of a guy who just there live was saying that he won a couple of times and he won thousands, not hundreds. So I don't know. It's a weird thing. Let's see what else we have here. Let's check out this story. This might be interesting. Let's check it out together. Give me a second to set it up. All right, here we go. Come on, baby. There we go. Let's go ahead and
Like
start.
still right in. We're going to answer these questions towards the end of the interview here. But what questions do you have about tariffs or these tariff checks? Once again, scan that QR code in the top right-hand corner of your screen if you would like to weigh in. Let's bring in our expert. Joining us now is Raveen Gandhi. He is a tariff and economy expert and founder/former CEO of GMM Nonstick Coatings. Thank you so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox this morning to break this all down for us. We appreciate it.
Oh, thanks a lot.
So I just read here some numbers. I'm going to read them again. So the White House praising these tariffs, as we've heard there. I just said, though, these tariffs have brought in $28 billion in July. But can you speak to the concern that these tariffs could be putting the cost more on the American taxpayer, the consumers, and the businesses? Can you speak to the other side of that?
Yeah. So, I built a company that served 40 million Americans every day called GMM. And we were very impacted by the tariffs in 2018 and 2019. And I was doing a lot of media back then complaining about the tariffs, saying this is going to crash the economy, saying it's going to cause a recession, saying it's going to cause inflation. But the reality is it didn't. And so now when President Trump enacted these, I have that firsthand experience where I don't actually believe that all of the doomsday people who are complaining about these things really have it right, because the stock market is an all-time high right now. We've got companies beating earnings, and the economy's in a pretty strong place. So that's what I would say to people who are worried that all these terrible things are going to happen.
Yeah, and just on the other side of the coin here, because we do like to bring both sides to our audience here. So Americans expected to pay an average of 18.3% more for imported products, as I just shared before I brought you in here. These checks would be giving back $600 per adult. So could one make the argument, though, that if these rebate checks do happen, because again, this is still proposed right now, how beneficial is this really going to be for the taxpayer?
Well, I think that, as someone who has built these businesses that are very close to the consumer, what we know is that when the consumer has more capital in their pocket, there's more growth. I've seen that at GMM. I've seen that with all the recent startup deals that I invest in. And this is the key thing. This is maybe the first time ever where consumers would get a check in the mail, which is deficit neutral. This is the first time that we're talking about having money going to people that was not actually raised in our own treasury. So I think that that's a very important thing for people who may not even understand on Main Street, well, what is a tariff? But when they get a check in the mail, they're going to like that. And number two, when they come to understand that money actually came from foreign governments who are trying to sell into America, I think that it's going to be pretty pro-growth.
I want to talk about President Trump's recent comments on tariff rebate checks. Because, again, this was introduced because President Trump said, hey, we're looking into this. So how has this had influence on the financial markets? Has it had any influence since he has stated this?
Well, yeah, I do think that, President Trump is all about what I like to call animal spirits. He wants people to feel good about investing in America. And so when he gives money to people based on the fact that he made a lot of other countries blink, when you see the deals that he struck with the EU and with Japan, these are historically asymmetrical deal in the favor of America. And to take some of that revenue and give it to people, I think that it's gonna create a lot of calmness in the market that nothing bad is going to happen.
How could this impact trade relations with other countries, though?
Well, look, if I am one of these rival countries right now that hasn't struck a deal with President Trump, this is going to make me that much likelier to negotiate. Because a lot of people in April, when Liberation Day, when the market sort of cratered, people thought, oh, Trump's just going to back off. But like you've said, we're at an 18% rate right now. And I think that compares to 2% last year. Trump is bringing in tens of hundreds of billions of dollars. And I don't think he's just going to turn that off. So I think that it's going to absolutely be positive from a game theory perspective. And, I'll also tell you, as someone who is kind of a fiscal hawk, I wish they would use all the money to pay down the debt. But I think he's making a pretty smart political calculus here, because he rode in 2024 sort of as the Main Street president. And I think that this is a way where he wants to show his base that what I campaigned on, I'm actually delivering.
So we did ask our viewers to write in some questions here. I did want to get to those before we get back to our discussion here. So let's start bringing up these questions. Thank you to our viewers who did write in.
So this question we touched on a little bit earlier here, but how much money can we expect? We do know it's going to be $600 per person, $2,400 per family. So we did touch on that a little bit already there, but maybe we have another question we can switch on. Thank you for writing in, Lay. Let's see. Do we have anything else? All right. When will citizens receive tax cuts in place of tariffs as promised by President Trump? Ravine, can you speak to that for us?
When will they receive tax cuts instead of tariffs or based on tariffs?
Well, let's see. This says, when will citizens receive tax cuts in place of tariffs as promised by President Trump? Could you just speak to maybe what President Trump has said in terms of tax cuts?
Yeah, he has said some things that are pretty amazing if they were to actually happen. He has floated the idea of not even having an income tax if tariff revenue continues to be high. And I believe he said it was for everyone making something under, it was either $100,000 or $200,000 would pay no tax. Now, I don't think that is going to happen. I mean, if it does, I think the sky's the limit because Americans, his job approval rating will probably be 80% at that point. But I think that this sort of dividend that he's declaring is a good first step towards effectuating some actual relief to Main Street with tariffs. But, we'll see what has to happen in terms of Congress actually getting rid of the income tax.
A question I had for you, we saw these COVID rebate checks back when that was happening, but historically, have we seen anything like this come out of Congress in recent years or historically in terms of these rebate checks with tariffs? Because tariffs are really something that President Trump has really hit home on here, really something we haven't seen before with any other president.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the COVID stuff was pretty unprecedented, both with Trump and Biden. We obviously had the Trump tax cuts. We had, going back to George W. Bush, we had tax cuts. But the key thing about this, and this is so important, deficit neutral. I mean, if there's something that people on both sides of this country believe, it is that we have way too much debt and no one on either side has done anything to fix it. And the fact that we can actually have dollars going to the hardworking Americans who deserve it most, and that money came from all of these other huge countries that want to sell to us the biggest, most dynamic economy in the world, that is historic.
All right, one of my last questions for you here is Senator Josh Hawley. He's the one that proposed this bill. So again, this is still a proposal. We don't know if this is going to happen, but what are your thoughts? Do you think Americans are going to be getting some rebate checks?
It depends on if it passes. And I think that it's going to be how much can Hawley influence the people on the other side. And I can maybe just give you a little bit of my political story. I was a 20-year Democrat. I voted for every Democratic president, including Joe Biden. And after 20 years in 2024, I voted for President Trump. And the reason is when I saw what Biden did on the border, with wokeism, with decriminalizing crime, and most importantly, the socialism that I see coming out of the Democratic Party, I find it unbelievable. And there's so many centrists like me who feel like we did not leave the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party left us. So I think that there's a whole bunch of people who are centrists who, from a constituent perspective, are very supportive of what this president is doing, because the media keeps screaming about how all of these things are going to ruin America and it's a dictatorship and he's taking over. It's complete nonsense. And a lot of people who see their 401ks at an all-time high, who might be getting these dividend checks, who are going to start to feel like other countries are treating us fairly, they're going to say this just is common sense stuff. So I think that, I'm very much rooting for this president. And I think that for the people who are opposing, Senator Hawley, you just nominated an actual socialist to be the mayor of New York City. That is insane in this country that I'm even saying those words. So I think the Democratic Party has a lot of soul searching to do because it's lost a lot of people like me who are with them for decades.
And this is a story we're going to follow here to see if we are going to be getting those rebate checks. So thank you so much, Ravine Gandhi, for coming on the show and for your perspective. We do appreciate it this morning.
Thanks a lot.
And we wanted to ask you, after this conversation, do you support rebate checks? Some of you have already weighed in. Thank you for that. If you'd like to scan that QR code to weigh in the top right-hand corner of your screen, you can.
We don't have
we
to
will
pay
share
back.
this throughout the show here.
I'm just saying, if you don't have to pay back the money it's actually given to the American people as a rebate check, why not? A lot of those people are going to end up putting that money back into the system. It's not like, some will invest it, some will probably put it in the market, some will just spend it, and most will probably spend it on drugs and weed. And but if you were to get a $500 check in the mail for each American, in a household. So let's say if you have a household full of people in your house, so you have like 5-6 people, that could add up to like $3,000 easily. If 6 people in your house and everyone's getting a $500, check, that could be very helpful to a lot of people. So it's not a bad idea. It is going to go back into the system no matter what. So, it's just giving a hand to the people, and say, look here, promise made, promise kept. Here you go. Here's some money. $500. I could do with $500. What would you do? I take a little trip. Fuck that. I go to Niagara Falls. I would take a little trip to Niagara Falls. I'll rent a car and just go over there. I like renting cars when I go on these trips like this. It's so much better. It's like, and the ride it's like, I like renting the cars, and I always rent a car when I go to Niagara Falls. So it's just, I don't want to put those miles on our car here. Like my car, no way. Don't want to put those miles on there. Put it on a rent-a-car. There's this one little car that I like always getting, and it's very comfortable, smooth ride, very economical in gas. It's just very economical in gas. So I don't mind taking trips to Niagara Falls, Rochester area. Pretty cool. I love it. I want to do it one more time before the end of this year. I would like to go back over there and see Niagara Falls for one more time, because it's very magical. That place is very, very magical to me, and I love it. I want to go back to it. Let's see. What else do we got here? I think we saw almost everything. Did we see this one? No, we haven't seen this one yet. Let's check this one out. This one's out of Vegas, North Vegas. Crews battle huge fire in North Vegas. 1 person injured. Okay, let's check this out. Let's check this story out. What the hell is going on in Vegas?
You could see that smoke from all over the valley this morning. The massive fire at an apartment complex being built in North Las Vegas. Thank you for joining us at 4.
That's an apartment complex with that dark
multiple 3-story buildings are now reduced to dust, and people who live in that community are wondering how it even happened. 8 News Now reporter Ryan Sismaneski joining us live from the scene not too far from North 5th and Centennial Parkway. Ryan?
Denise, Kirsten, the scene's still very active. These firefighters got here just before 7 this morning, and they're still out here. I just want to step to the side really quick just to show you what it's looking like right now. They're still spraying down those hot spots, which are points of the area that are so hot that the fire could flare back up if they don't just keep dumping water on it. So they're going to investigate the cause of this fire, but in the meantime, they do need to keep it from flaring back up again. It was so powerful that ash kind of rained down around the area. Like I said, just before 7 this morning. So we don't know the cause just yet. The parking lot is just covered in ash. Those buildings completely destroyed by the fire, and it even sent a construction worker to the hospital.
What?
That man jumping from one of these buildings is higher stories. He's at UMC with what the city of North Las Vegas says are possibly life-threatening injuries. Firefighters got to the area just as people like Tiffany O'Leary were starting their day.
I saw the smoke, called my husband, my son, and I was like, I think the community's on fire.
O'Leary, who lives in a neighboring building, says police told her and neighbors to evacuate their apartments. She grabbed her family's personal documents, a phone charger, and some clothes in case that fire spread to her building. Firefighters had the same concern, with strong winds increasing that possibility, so they called in a second crew. It's a spectacle that neighbor Joseph Brooks never thought he would see.
I looked outside and I saw some people standing outside and I said, "What's going on?" And they said, "It's on fire." And I said, "What?" And they said, "Everything." So I went downstairs to look, and that's what it looked like. I mean, the flames was over 20 foot high and it was just burning.
Both Brooks and O'Leary wearing masks to protect themselves from breathing in the chemical smelling smoke. They're thankful nobody lived in the buildings.
Nobody lived there yet. So I didn't think anybody got hurt. I'm sorry about the worker getting hurt, but yeah, it was an empty apartment. They were ready to rent though. I thought they were any minute getting ready to start renting it to people.
Oh my God, look how it's burning. Hell no, we're not living in a
Because of
building
how
like that. Are you
powerful the
crazy?
flames and the wind were, firefighters are investigating if any nearby buildings were affected.
Look
by
at
it. You can see
the way the
storage
fire
tanks on that
looks.
one back there, and then just around here, you can see things like this plaster or charcoal that got blown around by that wind. So if you live around here and you may see any damage that may have been caused by that fire, the city of North Las Vegas is asking that you contact their fire investigation division. Reporting live from North Las Vegas, Ryan Chizbaneski, 8 News Now.
That's crazy.
Now, during the response, a North Las Vegas firefighter did suffer some heat-related illnesses. Keep in mind, though, this is rather interesting. A couple of years ago, crews battled a construction site fire at the same intersection.
Yo, that place is cursed. No wonder. That place is cursed. That place has crazy energy. Like there was a fire there.
And people who live in that community are.
But I want to show you guys, like, I'm going to cut the voice out. Let's go back over here. And we're going to see this video, but mute. And, okay. Let's go over here. Like, look at the way the fire looked. Like, let me speed it up a little bit. Look at that. Yo, would you like this is the second fire that happened in this area. In the same area. There's probably something buried underneath this area. This is in Vegas, right? There could be something tribal under the ground here. And that's what the energy is telling me. There's something buried, like something tribal, like a Indian burial ground down here, and that's why the fires broke out in those areas, because they're disturbing the peace. Wow, that's amazing. Let me see if I could. I feel bad for like the gentleman having to breathe in this. Look at this. Look at that. Like that's imagine this is each an apartment. Like each area here. It engulfed the whole thing. The whole thing got engulfed. Look how okay. They said the gentleman was like they were getting ready to rent them out. They were completed. Right? If that is the case, first of all, that's a lot of fire. That's a lot of fire. This smoke is very dark. That's not good for the environment there. But this is like they said this is like the second fire that has happened in this intersection there. I'm thinking those are burial grounds, and strong energy destroyed the place, because that's engulfed. Like that's crazy. That's crazy big fire, man. And that's out of North Vegas. That's wild. But I have a feeling that they disturbed a burial ground there. A lot of natives, like Indians, used to be in that area of Vegas. Long time ago. when the United States wasn't the United States. It was just North America. Even like all that area used to be Mexico's. To be honest, that's the truth. All that area used to belong to Mexico. But with the US migrating and fighting these territorial wars and push Mexico downwards, and you know, I guess that's the Karen Bass thinking, right? She's like, this is Mexico. Wait a minute. No, United States, this is federal government, but I'm acting like this is Mexico. You can't discriminate against the Latinos. You can't discriminate, right? But all those motherfuckers are Spanish. They came in from Mexico and from Peru and from Colombia and from Brazil and from like name all your countries. And I guarantee you a whole bunch of them came through that border. So you have to discriminate. That's why we all have proper IDs. The ones that are legal, the ones that are Americans, we have our ID. We have our ID. And a lot of us have stars in our IDs that clears us as Americans. And, it sucks it has to come down to this, but, they're going to need to do a roll call. They're going to have to do a census. And they're going to have to figure out how many people and what people are living, and having and sending like pretty much like sending out people door to door. That's the only way to do that. And you may have to get the military involved because there's going to be a lot of immigrants running around, and that's when you're going to have to catch them. But they need to go back to their home country and then come back if they want. If they self-deport, they could apply to come back and come through the proper channels, and they could be allowed back. But you have to do it the right way. You can't just come into and run through our borders and then inspect everything and give everything to you. Like, are you kidding me? There's so many Americans that could use that same support that was given to the illegals, and yet they don't get shit, and all the illegals get everything. Like, those times are over. Those Biden years are over. That free check is over. Self-deport, make it easier upon you, make it easier upon the taxpayers also. You gotta go. The vacation's over. You had free rent, free food, free everything on the taxpayer's dime. I'm glad you enjoyed the 4 years that you were here. And others that are here past their visas too, because don't get it twisted. There's a lot of people that are here that they know that they need to go, and they overstayed their visas and they've been here for too long, and now they gotta go. It's easier to self-deport. Look, they're even paying for your plane ticket to go back home, and they're giving you $1,000 to get the fuck out. Like, that's a hell of a trip. Imagine going to a trip to a place, like, and then they give you like free housing, free food, free medical, free everything, and everything's given to you. You don't even have to work or anything. They just give it to you, and then the medical is what kills, because that takes out of all the taxpayers' money. It's all the medical, the eye doctors, dentists, all that stuff, all those appointments. It overwhelms the system. And now they're giving you a free plane trip back to your country with $1,000 in your pocket. What hell of a trip. And every month they were getting like thousands of dollars cash on their EBT cards. Thousands. That's crazy. It's wild. But they're going to have to go back. And it's going to get wild. It's going to get wild. But they're going to have to get a lot of, like, they have to do a draft. They're going to have to at least draft these kids to a job, a proper job that they could work and do something for a living. I mean, being a border patrol agent, it's not bad. Good benefits, I'm sure. Great benefits, I'm sure. Especially if you become a border agent or ICE agent, I'm sure you get good benefits. And pay will be good. So, man, I wish I was 18 right now. I wish I was 18 and given this opportunity to join ICE or like the Border Patrol. Oh man, this is like, man, as an 18-year-old, this would be a great opportunity to get into. And it's like a service too, because it's part of the military somewhat. You do get like retirement after a certain time and everything. So it is an organized, like, it's a good job. Wish I was 18 again. I'm like, no, watch I wake up and I'm 18 again. I'm like, motherfucker. Like, no. But I'm going to wrap it up now. I'm getting tired. So this is the show for today. I truly appreciate everyone who came through and watched. And I'm just tired. So I want to take the night off and just relax. So with that said, have a good morning, good afternoon, and a good evening. And I'll catch you on the flip side. I'll be on tomorrow. Probably have a short show too, because I'm still going through this energy. There's a lot of energy. I can feel it coming from the ground. Like, I can feel it in my toes. I feel it in my body. It's just this weird pulse energy coming up. And a lot of people can control themselves with the energy. And we're going to see a lot of more people harming others and doing horrible things. So I'll just be here to report it. Until then, I'll see y'all later. Have a good one, and hopefully tonight's not too crazy. Let's try to keep the peace, stay home, stay safe. Peace.